What's going on, you guys? My name's Ty Knots, and welcome to Top 5 Unknowns, 5 Scariest Urban Legends. Number 5. Hawaiian legend tells of a series of ghosts known as the Night Marchers. On the nights of Kanaloa, the spirits of the deceased are said to rise from their graves and march into the Hawaiian battlegrounds or sacred lands. It's said that these men are dressed in traditional war attire, carrying spears or other weapons, being led by a soldier beating a drum. The spirits march throughout the night up until sunrise, and it's said that if you interrupt their ceremony, you could meet with a terrible fate or even lose your life to the soldiers. It's said that the noise in which these soldiers march is completely at the discretion of their leader. Certain leaders enjoy a drum-pounding musical march, whereas others prefer to march in silence. Additionally, it's known that some of the spirits of kings do not march at all. Instead, they're carried in a sling carried out by the warriors. In some marches, ancient Hawaiian gods are said to be present. For these marches, torches are said to be burning much brighter, with specifically 5 torches being carried, a symbol of Hawaiian mythology. It's said that the first thing that you'll ever notice when a march is about to take place is a drum roll coming from the distance. The smell of sulfur then permeates the air, coincided by the sound of a horn being blown. It's said that the only way to avoid being run over by these marchers is to immediately head indoors, or hide behind some sort of tree or bush, as the marchers will avoid these sorts of objects. Number 4. Japanese folklore tells the story of a ghost sighting, known widely as Kaidan Botan Doro, or the tale of the Peony Lantern. It's said that on the first night of Oban, a young woman and girl were seen holding a small lantern, passing by the home of a prominent samurai. The samurai was swept away by the woman and immediately offered his love to her for eternity. It's said that from that point on, the woman and girl would return to the samurai every night, but leave before sunrise. As time goes on, a neighbor soon began to wonder what the samurai was doing up so late every night, as he had never seen anyone enter the home and this type of behavior was very uncommon. He then peeks through the samurai's window and finds him in bed with a skeleton. A Buddhist priest is then called to the home, where he informs the samurai that he's been tricked by the spirit of this woman and says that he must resist her love in order to break the curse. A charm is then placed on the samurai's home which prevents the woman and girl from entering again, but she still calls to him from the outside. This carried on for a few weeks until the samurai eventually gives in and goes outside to greet the woman. She then leads him back to her home, a graveyard, where the samurai's body is found the next day wrapped in the woman's skeleton. Number 3. The Skinwalker is a being from Navajo culture, believed to have been a type of witch that can shapeshift, most commonly into the shape of a 4-legged creature or animal. The tale of the Skinwalker is not entirely known, and the Navajo people have kept it a secret for centuries, only telling it to their direct descendants. From what we know, the Skinwalker is a type of spirit that's known to possess coyotes and other similar 4-legged animals, though it's also been said that they possess people in rare occurrences. It's said that once you encounter a Skinwalker, you both cannot leave alive. A battle must be had and one of the two of you will pass away, with only extremely rare battles ending in a stalemate. In recent years, skinwalkers have allegedly been spotted on camera numerous times, though these clips have never been confirmed. Number 2. The fairy changeling phenomenon is a tale passed down for centuries, believing to have originated in the 1800s. While the story varies considerably depending on translation, the most widely believed version came from the Brothers Grimm. A mother had her newborn child stolen by a group of elves. In place of the baby, the elves laid a changeling, a creature with a large head and scary eyes. In distress upon the realization that her baby was gone, the woman ran to her neighbor to ask for advice. The neighbor told the woman to take the changeling into the kitchen, place a pot on the burner, and begin boiling eggshells. This act would make the changeling laugh, and if a changeling laughs, they either pass away or are taken away by the elves. The woman complied, and the changeling did in fact laugh. A group of elves then appeared, took their changeling away, and returned and the baby. The story of the changeling was told for hundreds of years, though the telling of the story abruptly stopped sometime near the end of the 19th century. Those scholars are unsure why. It's also unknown exactly what the purpose of the story was, other than to possibly dissuade mothers from leaving their children alone for too long. Number 1. The Silver Arrow is the nickname given to a Stockholm train, which has become the focus of several urban legends over the years. Legend says that this train was almost never seen by Stockholm citizens, and that its existence was almost mythical. Many of these stories are believed to have been the result of the train's unusual look, as it was completely chrome rather than the typical green color of the time period. Additionally, the tellings of this train were all over the place, with different versions of the story running rampant. Some believe that the train was only ever witnessed firsthand by subway workers in abandoned tunnel systems, though others insist that it was commonly seen passing by train stations at incredible speeds, shortly after midnight. Some have even said that the train will stop at a station, pick up a group of passengers, then never be seen again. It's believed that most of these stories are somehow linked to Kimlinge, a train station that was only ever partially built, then left abandoned. The station was commissioned during a boom in population growth, though it was ultimately cancelled due to its possibility of ruining the appearance of the countryside. It's since been left untouched for countless years, with the phrase "no one gets off at Kimlinge" being a popular quote among locals. The tale of the Silver Arrow has since been linked to a single C5 train that was manufactured in the 1960s. The train was only ever used as a backup if other cars were being worked on. It's said that the interior of this train was much different from others, containing no advertisements of any sort, being surrounded only by pale green walls. It's also known to have run the subway systems at odd hours, never containing any passengers, which many locals found quite odd. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to click that like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell to keep updated with our videos.